Alright, I think we're live. Show of hands. Who's alive? Morning. Let's pop this chat out. I swear I need a screen dedicated just for chat. Have it rotated and just watch it stroll up. Morning, Greg. Alright. Let's see, probably could back off the Zoom. Come on. There we go. Hey, there, Ashes. Okay, you're probably wondering, why am I wearing gloves when I'm just unpacking? It's just habit now. So we got audio. Should have audio. The microphone should be working. I've actually got 3 microphones going at once, but obviously we're going to listen to one. Hey, Kara. Alright, let's get into it. I gotta unpack this stuff anyway for myself. Illuminate the place. See what we got up first. I think this is just going to be another one mat. Hopefully this is the mat that I wanted. Yeah, it's looking like it might be. Alright, that's the one. Texture's different. Alright. Oh, this is actually a really different texture. Have a look at that on the microscope. Well, I cannot focus on that properly. My eyes, I'm going cross-eyed looking at it. Oh wow, this is actually got holes in it. That. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting to have holes in this. That's interesting. That sucks. So basically it's this kind of stuff, but without a full fill. Are we running live here, or just notice? Hello. Can we get a wave for anybody saying it's live? Seems to be. I can't be sure I've got the right people. Let's see. Restore chat. Pop out chat. Okay, good. Alright, it's good. Okay. Yeah, anyway, so that's really weird. I'm not sure. That's probably not going to be any use at all, that mat. Because things like flux and that stuff, just static electricity making stuff fly around there. Things like flux and dust and parts are all going to get embedded into that. So that, sadly, was the color I wanted, but it's just not going to work. Yeah, I suppose I could sort of like, could try an overlay, but again, I don't want to be doing multiple layers of this stuff. Yeah, that's not going to work anyway. It does darken it a bit, but yeah, I'll try and avoid the multiple overlay situation. Oh well, looks like we're sticking with this for now. No, it's not sold. These are just cooking mats. These are just silicon baking mats. Yeah, well, get on to the next thing. Let's see what the next bag is. I'm looking for some M92 36 components and all this, so I can fix some Nintendos. Okay. So the reason why my stuff basically doesn't turn up for ages and then all of a sudden turns up is because it all gets consolidated by AliExpress, and yeah, we've got another big bag to go too. Okay. It doesn't matter that you can see my address because it's my business postal address anyway. So now I've got to be careful here. I've got to work out. So I've got the purchase code because I need to know. Sometimes they don't mark what the parts are. Alright, so this time they did. TPS 61163, so that's part of the Nintendo. I better go get my Nintendo box. Hey Simmies, welcome. Hey Pedro. I just realised I need to tape this up. This box needs some tape. Otherwise what happens is every time I open this up it splits apart. Okay. Alright. So we do have already quite a lot of bits and pieces. These were sent by Dreams. Very much appreciated. Sorry, I'm making faces to my wife. Let's put that in. Okay. There's this little druggy bag. Yeah, Pedro, it is a real nuisance because there's been plenty of times where I've had multiple things come in and I'm like, which supplier sent me this one? Because one would be dud and the others would not be dud. Holy dooly, this really is a little drug bag. And like, look at this. It's like, how are you supposed to know what the hell that is? So this is why you then have to bring up the AliExpress page, which I'm not going to show you. Go through to your orders. Come on, hurry up already. You still fixing that keyboard today, Pedro? Alright, where's my glasses? My glasses. I can't see without my glasses. Okay. Okay, and the order number is probably this thing down here. 66013. Six 66013. Oh, naturally, of course, it doesn't show up. Here we go. 66013. These are Max 77621s. They were sent from Kelly. What I might do is actually cut out this code, just in case. Well, it's pretty miserable. Alright. So that's fixed. Thank goodness for that. I gotta admit, I'm actually impressed that they can work out that they have to consolidate or who to consolidate from and all that sort of stuff. Alright, these are my compass boards. Yay! I'm kind of curious to see whether they match my compass circuit boards or whether I legitimately did get things wrong. Oh, it's got tear-offs. Okay. Yay, free headers. Oh wow, these are small compared to the ones I have been using. Okay. So ground clock data. Okay, so VCC ground clock data. Alright. So these do match up. The only thing that's not right is the device ready, so I'm going to have to make sure I don't actually put that through. That was kind of a mistake on my behalf because I wasn't 100% sure they were going to turn up correctly or not. These have got a regulator on them, 2 regulators on them. Wow, okay. They're overpopulated. I will have to take the pull-out resistors off them as well. And then they will have to be mounted either like that or like that. We'll probably go like that, elevated off. So anyway, that's quite a small board compared to the other ones I've been using. I'm happy for that. And I've got enough of them here that I can make, you know, another 3 or 4 compass switches. I don't know why I would, but anyway, at least I can now. Okay, that's good. Alright, next one. Make sure we tear the top. Great, it's another roll-up package. Jeez. Oh, they actually would. Yeah, Nintendo Switch LCD driver IC. Well, that's nice. They actually, put all the details on there. That's good. Throw that in. It's a bit of a nuisance the way everything turns up at once because it means I have these like this drought of activity, and then all of a sudden everything's here, and oh great, you guys are not individually packed. Alright. By individually packed I mean each different type of chip. This should contain the ones that we've been waiting for, which is the M92s or whatever they are. Let's have a look. I might individually baggy them up. So these would be the Pi 3s. Yeah, Pi 3. They look like they've been pulled and put into their own strips. Okay. I'll just fix up the microscope camera. Marilla, I found it doesn't. They all just seem to get clustered together no matter what I do. It's like they know that I'm ordering all at once from different suppliers, and I will have the. It will come up with the these are choice items and cluster them together, and then other ones still get clustered together that aren't the choice items. Okay, so what are these? 77621 max 77621. Wait, that's the same as what we had just before, isn't it? Yep, it is. So I got two different suppliers, which is not unusual. I often do that. I can't always be sure that the supplier, I don't like to trust on just one supplier. Okay, what we got? BQ24193. BQ24193. Oh, 193. Damn you, dyslexia. 24193. It's not really dyslexia or dysgraphia. It's just me not paying enough attention. Be the M92s, you bastard. Yay, M92 T36s, finally. These are the ones I've actually been waiting for, so I can fix that Nintendo. These are definitely pulls. Yeah. Don't ever believe it when they say new. They're never new. M92 T36. I see that there's actually other sub variants that, like, you got M92 T34 or something like that, or T26. So they're not all T36. I didn't realize that. Probably because I'm in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, they get consolidated at China though. That's the weird thing. But anyway, 77812. I'm actually not sure what these were for, but I mean, they're obviously part of the Nintendo setup, but I don't know what the actual part on the Nintendo is or what its function is. Some sort of voltage regulator, I guess. Alright, that's good. They're done. Another one on the pile. Next. This is fun initially, and then it starts getting annoying. Ah. Well, that was an empty one. Tricked myself. Oh, damn. That's like at Christmas when you mistakenly think you've got another present under the tree, but it's actually just one of the ones you've already unpacked, but you did the unpacking neatly, and it went back and sort of folded itself back together to look like it's a whole new package, and it's not. And then you have the nice, bitter disappointment of Christmas right there for you. Oh, these might be my navigation switches. Yes, they are. Interesting. They didn't pack them the same as last time. That concerns me slightly. We're going to have to take one of these, break it down, see if it's... Wow, that knife is blunt. You're going to have to break one of these down to see if they are the same quality. Because one of the things I hate is you order parts and they come in, they're good, and you're like, yay, good, I'll buy a whole bunch more. And you order a whole bunch more and they're crap. So it happens all too often. The casting of the plastic is pretty good. There's no dags. It's quite sharp. The folding's not too bad. A little bit of bad folding on the top sections there. They're not crimped in properly. Okay, let's get this thing apart and see what the quality of the pressings are like. Just trying to find the appropriate implement. Okay, there. See what I mean? It's a little bit easy to separate this. Yeah, that's a little bit too easy. Okay, there's some grease in there, so that's good. And they've got proper locking for the spring wire, so that's also nice. Let's get you out of there. And yeah, there's a little bit of contact grease in there. And as you can see, the delineation between the plastic casting and the metal, it's quite sharp, and there's a good level of flatness in there. So I'm happy enough with this. This is sort of like what I would consider A grade. We'll call it A grade. A plus grade would be the ones I paid like $5 a piece for. But I'm happy with these ones. These are definitely good enough. But yeah, that crimping of the top plate over the edge there is a little bit of a concern. I have to keep an eye out for that. But otherwise, it's good quality, especially when you compare. I don't know if any of you remember or if any of you watched about the first set that I tried, and it was just terrible. The quality, you could see the rolling edges and of where the plastic wasn't forming right, and everything was just, it looked ugly. And so I'm glad I never used those old ones and tried different ones. So yeah, these are good, and that's good. I've got a bag of 100 of them, so unfortunately this one's going to go in the bin. Oh yeah, the rotating plate. Thanks, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's good. You can see the contact pads here. They're properly pressed, whereas the bad ones, they were just more like someone just hit it with a nail. But these are properly pressed down. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. And they've even taken the effort to fold over the edge properly, so the arm comes in properly. They're a little bit loose on that plastic welding there. Could have been a bit better. But really, these dimples are what I was caring about most, because that affects how good the contact is on the plates. So no, that's good. Like I said, I'd call that an A grade. Not quite A plus, but definitely an A. Oh, Gustavo, hello, good to see you. Yeah, the other ones, they were just horrible. It was like, I cannot use these ones at all. I did. There's still, I think I've got about 50 of them. And they're just, what do you do with them? Throw them out, I guess. But yeah, so having a nice big bag of these, that's good. Alright, that's that round of packaging done. Let's get to the next one. This is the big one. Yeah. Anyone want to guess what this is? Any guesses? Some of you might know. It's heavy. I know what that is too. So, we got any guesses yet? Looks like we've got smart people in the chat today. A square pillow. Yeah, for blockheads. Oh wow, it's like pass the parcel. Don't you dare land on my leg. Hey Christian, no, I mean you gotta live, you gotta do your things. Watching my streams is certainly not an obligation. Okay, apparently it's made in China. Yeah, that's going to go straight in the bin. Ta-da! Nice. Still wonder when you invest in pick and place machine. Haha! Yeah, I'm going to. I am the pick and place machine, unfortunately. Oh, nice. They've actually got warnings on it, like so, beware of burns, Mr. Burns, I guess. Someone was mentioning about the cables here. They look like they should be like 20 or 22 gauge. Can only assume. That's weird. Wow. Yeah, I guess this is what you pay for, Paul. Okay, this thing is all wobbly. So I think we're going to have to go straight into an inspection of the build. And this here is going to be heatsink tape. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Oops. So I suppose since it's an electrical item, we should use a proper rated electrical screwdriver. No, this is 220 volt, this one. Not much to them. Wow. That's not a very good earth. Look at that, that's just floppy there. I don't know if you can see that. That's actually a completely useless earth. The board seems fine. Everything else seems terrible. And what I love is that it's actually not even, maybe it's not meant to go through the enamel, although it should actually. There isn't even any cutting away of the enamel or anything. So it's not really making any good contact on the chassis. Well, I don't know, maybe it's more focusing on, you know, whatsoever. Anyway, that's been beaten up a little bit. Everything's kind of skewed off. What do we need? Like a T20, I think. T25, T20. I don't know, what are you guys? Nope, T15 or some bollocks. 8, 15. 15. It doesn't quite feel like the perfect fit, but it's good enough. And these, I don't know, they don't give me a lot of confidence in their ability to conduct electricity, those things. I feel like they're plated with some sort of non-conductive plate. I'm probably wrong, but I'm most likely wrong. Alright, look at this. This thing has been beaten to hell. Wow. And it's not from shipping, it's been beaten to hell in the factory somewhere. Because the packaging was just fine. That's the other thing, yeah, I need some locking shims. There was no locking shim. Well, at least there's not much to it, but okay, so our standoffs are, we're going into an aluminium plate. The standoffs have definitely been knocked pretty good. Yeah, they've been bent. So the whole thing's just taken a really good hit to the side. Really, a lot of this stuff you get from China like this, it's kind of like a reverse IKEA kit, where it comes to you assembled, but then you have to disassemble it to reassemble it correctly. Just see. Good to note where the heat plates are, so I actually might mark that. So that when I'm aligning the boards, I know where to expect the heat sources to be coming from. Okay, so I'm just checking to see if any of these have come loose and broken through their Loctite. But they all feel pretty good. Okay, that's fine. And what about Mr. Ground? Yeah, you weren't tightened. Alright. Okay. Now that's tight. That was not tight. That was just like, we don't need a ground. Ground's for pussies. Oops, can't say that. These are loose in there. That's probably by design, I'm guessing. Not sure. I would have thought they would have been a little bit tighter in there. I'm not sure I can actually hold. Maybe I can put some high temperature RTV or something. But yeah, they're just slip sliding in there. But I suppose once they choose where they're going to be, Alright, so really the biggest problem I've got here, well not problem, but is you can't really see it from a distance, but they're definitely knocked over, and I'm not too sure about forcing them back with this. I mean, I could sort of like tap, tap, tap. It took a hell of a hit, I'll give it that. You know, if they had simply made it that the cables came out the side, it'd make a much easier low-level plate. I may consider that for the future. Like rerouting the cables, making it so that I've got control box and then the heat box. Yeah, that's definitely got a bend in it. So I'm not sure. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah. At least when I run this thing and the other one, I usually do it with my, what do you call it? Wow, can't think today. The protector circuitry, the current leakage detector system. Yeah, look at this. It's just like... It's going to be interesting to see if it even works. I mean, it should. The electronics shouldn't have been damaged, but yeah, no guarantees. I mean, I don't mind if it's a little bit skew. That's fine. Whatever. It's the plate is flat. That's what matters. This adds some character to it. RCD circuit, that's what I was thinking of. Gee, that took me forever. And personally, I would see like that. I guess it's not too short, but I would have preferred a grommet in there or something like that. I could do it like this. No, it's not recommended. I could make some better standoffs. I'd love to know what happened here. They really suck. I guess what matters most is that it works. We've got to check to see if it works. It may not work. The hilarious thing is actually trying to balance this back. Yeah, that's actually... Did I get it all wrong here? I think I've... No. Jeez. Okay. What's concerning me here is the assembly is correct there. No. What have I done wrong? I feel like I've screwed something wrong here. Oh no, that's right. No, I'm just being paranoid. I mean, can you blame me? They must have some kind of jig or something that they use to put these together. Bent the tubes. I don't know about that. Well, if they did, they basically used the Colossus sledgehammer technique. It's a major pain in my ass already. I figured I was fighting gravity before, so let's try to fight it a little less. It really just looks like someone stood on it. Or, yeah, something certainly didn't quite go to plan with this one. Wow, this is really becoming a pain. Some nice wooden dowels would have been nice. That just ain't matching up. And I mean in a bad way. I mean, obviously it fitted before, but it's sure as hell not fitting now. The problem we've got is this one here. That makes no sense at all. I'm going to say I've actually... brilliant. I've screwed into the wrong hole. Brilliant! That means now I have to actually disassemble everything again. Oh well. Sometimes the best way to learn is to do it wrong a few times. Must be some other hardware because I've got nothing going on. Yeah, that's the one I put in the wrong hole. Right. Alright, much better. That's the one that was confusing me. That's why I was sort of like going, what's going on here? But yeah, I don't have much chance of straightening those metal standoffs out. Oh, right, I see Falcon said so, yeah. Fine. I can't watch everything everybody says. Besides, it's entertainment for you guys, and these are not magnetic screws. Brilliant. Just what I always wanted. Great. Stuck. Be interesting to see if this even works. Like I said, I'd be surprised if it doesn't. Yeah, that's definitely not a T15. But it's also definitely not a T20. I had a device I was working on the other day which had a similar sort of issue where it's neither 15 nor 20. So it's like a 17 or something. Oh, to be fair, these are hex, so they'll explain that. The lack of a proper... That actually probably should have been there. No, well. Right, for the purpose of testing, that will be fine anyway. The main issue is going to be there. If the cable gets pulled, then the earth is not the longest wire in there. That's the main reason that you have it closer to the inlet and you have a bit of a loop on it, so that it is the very last thing that gets detached if a cable yank occurs. Actually, yeah, I need to get one of those surface level bobbles. I don't want to tighten these up too much. I'm half expecting the metal just to strip. Alright. I mean, visually that plate looks fine to me. I mean, that's not a guarantee, but visually it looks good. Okay. Choices. Well, at least it's fused. Of course, the fuse might be just, 2-gauge wire. On. Okay. Okay. It's the way you test things that you're not sure about their electrical qualities. When you touch them, like power tools, things like that, use the back of your hand so that if it is electrically active, you just punch yourself in the face. As opposed to the other way, where you grab onto it and then you'll be dead. Okay, this is on, but it's set at 33, 34. Okay, what are you trying to get to? You're trying to get to 100. Okay, 187. So here we go. I'll put on the extractor because I don't know what it's going to outgas. Hey, Miles. I wonder where that thermistor is for testing the temperature. I didn't look. Oh, maybe it was the thing that I screwed in tighter. Yeah, it probably was the thing that I screwed in tighter, so it was just a temperature probe with a eyelet lug on it. So it's a good thing I did tighten that up, because otherwise it'd be getting devious readings. With something like that works a preheater, you're better off getting an actual one. No, I mean, these can work. The biggest problem with these is preheaters is just simply the fact that because of their height, it makes it very inconvenient to work on. Like if you're planning on having a preheater that you can do soldering on at the same time. Well, I'll say this much, it's a lot slower than the small unit, which is actually a good thing. So we're 140 now. Tell you what, they spared no expense with the display control. I can tell based on the brightness of the LEDs that they're not the digits, 7-segment digits, that they aren't even doing, they do not have individual resistors on the segments. They've just got one resistor per actual block, because the number 1 is significantly brighter than the number 8. You see, normally what you do is you have an LED per segment so that it's even, but not these guys. I don't know if I can show you. You probably can't see it because it's... But needless to say, yeah, they've really cheaped out on that one. Hey, Paul, how? I'm actually surprised. I would not have thought in this day and age that they would have done something like that. Anyway, it's up to temperature, so it seems to be fine. I suppose I could test it with a board. I can already just tell from it. Yeah, that's good. Switch it off. It turns off, so that's good. But yeah, in the old days, it used to be a way of cheaping out on your electronics. Is you just use one resistor for the whole 7-segment display, and I mean you could sort of compensate with that by simply, if you were driving the individual elements separately, like you spun through the segments, and then in which case you had more of a timing situation, so you had to make sure that each element had the same amount of time exposure so that your perception would indicate the same brightness. But this, it's cheap. Yeah, that's going to be really hot. I need to put that somewhere. Alright, make sure no one puts their foot on that. The only downside of these things is that because they're going to hold their heat for quite a bit longer. It's definitely having some sort of low amount of gassing out. I can smell it. It's not bad though. Alright, well I guess at this point I really need to see if I can fix the Nintendo. I gotta find it now. Since we got the MQ82s, or whatever they were. Let's see. So I mean, look at all that filth that was on there. And that was just from the packages. Alright, Nintendo, where are you? Ah, there you are. '92 T36, that's it. I'm just gonna. It's a real shame about this because that is definitely like the colouring that I wanted, but with it being porous like that, it's no use to me. Make sure you don't use MacBook heat on them. Oh yeah, yeah. No, I wouldn't do that. Oh, where the hell did you come from? What are you? I love it when... Okay, you're from the fan assembly. Okay. Where's a worry when random screws appear on your desk? A random screw appears and you're like, uh-oh. Okay, they're a little bright today. Okay. Might start out 440 and see how we go. I've pushed that up to 60. So for MacBooks I'll use 450 to 470. Feel like I'm not quite getting the penetration I want here. There we go. Well, it looks like there's enough solder on there. I'm not going to have to redo that solder. I will just give it a little bit of flux and utilize what's there. That's a little bit too much flux. Hello, Lalo. Okay, nice thing at least about these boards is they actually give you a pin 1 indicator. You can see that's sort of been flattened down on a stone block or something, I don't know. Now that center's not yet. Alright, there it goes. That should be pretty good. There's a little bit of skewness there, but it should be pretty good. Now we just wait for it to cool off a little bit. Joey's gonna be mad. He's gonna be like, "You didn't wait for me." I'm like, yeah, I got jobs to do. He can watch it on the replay. Let's see how it goes without the battery. See if we can get 20 volts at least or something, you know. Before we weren't getting anything other than 5 volts. 6 volt, 9 volts. Okay, that's good. 9 volts, 60. We weren't getting that before. 60, 70, and back to 7. Okay, that looks like that's definitely better than it was before. Before it wasn't even giving us that. Now I gotta remember how to put the damn thing back together. Or at least try to. I legitimately am actually wondering how to get this back together properly. I'm probably supposed to put something else in first, I'm guessing, but I guess learning is fun. This is why I like to normally get everything done just in one sitting, because at least when you've got it in one sitting, you actually have a bit of a memory of where everything was when you took it apart. Whereas when it's like this and it's been 2 weeks, you kind of like, you get totally Gandalfed. It's like, I know I've got to get this on. That belongs there. I can't remember whether it was meant to go first or last or what. I can go after. Okay, cool. Enjoy the sleep, Gustavo. Alright, that second connector there, why do I feel like that's doesn't seem to have a recipient anywhere? Oh, it's the fan. I get it now. Is the fan supposed to go in first or after? It doesn't matter, I can go after. Okay. Yeah, rewatch the previous stream. Like I'm gonna do that. Sort of crazy auto voyeurism, watching myself. At least if I do it this way, it forces me to have to construct new pathways in the brain. I know that speaker's got to go there, but I feel, yeah, it just feels weird. Microscope time. That's right, Miles, I do. Which is why I have Sadomasochist of the Year award from university. Legit do. Besides, I'd have to actually go and find the video. I mean, come on. Gee whiz, when did my fingers get so big? So I'm guessing this just folds back. Must be like this. Yeah, I got a Sadomasochist of the Year award at university because there was a computer graphics programming assignment, and everybody in the class, well, not everybody, but most people in the class were complaining about it being too difficult. It was basically create a 3D viewing application. We're talking back in like the early 90s, so we were having to do these on some I forget the machine names, but they did have beautiful big 22, 24-inch monochrome monitors, but they were grayscale monitors, not black and white monitors, and they were running off a Unix system, Ultrix I think it was. Anyway, so yeah, the professor decided, all right, fine, you bunch of whingers, and he cut down the size of the assignment. It made it much simpler. But I didn't attend those lectures because thought I was smart. So I didn't attend those lectures, and I still went ahead and did the full assignment and added a few extra implementation things on top. So the upside is I scored quite a few nice extra points, which helped what you would consider to be the GPA. It wasn't an SGI. I'm pretty sure it was an Ultrix system. Like I said, it would have been 90, whatever it was. Probably came out around about 1990, I would say. Yeah, but I got the extra credit, so I was happy. But it was still a bit of a running joke. Then I got this. I probably actually still have it. Gold painted 5.25-inch floppy with Masochist of the Year award. Stupid things you hold on to in your life. I was supposed to put that on first. Okay. What are we after? Phillips. I wish we had SGI units. That would have been glorious. But no, we did not have SGI units. Wait, there's a whole board in there I haven't installed yet? Oh, man. I'm getting the feeling that I might have actually... Oh, we might just get it. Yep, we got it. Probably would have been easy to install that fan connector before I installed the fan. Everything feels wrong there. Back to the microscope. Okay, that's better. Nice crunchy noise, the right kind of crunch, as opposed to the, oh god, that was a $10,000 crunch noise. You belong there, based on the absence of other things. But you get applied after that gets applied. At this point, I kind of want to just see if it even charges. But I suppose I may as well try and put it all together. Okay, and really, this part here, there's a screw under there, isn't there? Yep, there is. Okay. This is the other suckful part. Now I legitimately am unsure of where all these screws go. I hate that. I really, really hate that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to... and where's this belong? Don't bother, make sure it works for connecting rear shield and SD card. Okay, well, that's what I like to hear. I like to hear that it's all good to just proceed and check first. Kind of like with MacBooks when you make sure you get your fan spin, so to speak. What is going on there? Going for the crunch noise again. I want to reattach it simply because of the fact that it's already installed. Hey, give me it back. Fine, fine, fine. Let's disconnect this. What's going on here? What's up with you, light? What are you doing? You're picking up satellite transmissions? Alright, so plug the battery in, charge, see if it works. You don't happen to know how to make sudo commands work under regular SU? Debian have been doing some savage things lately where they're forced to use sudo. Oh, really? Okay, I don't know about that one. I know I've been moaning about various things because, like, you can't get demeshed up anymore without flipping sudoing. Stuff like that's very annoying. Okay, we've got a charge icon. But we're only posting 160 milliamps at the moment. Might be the battery's very flat. I would have thought it would have been more than that. I'm just going to see if it creeps up. So we're bracketed at 173, 162. We want to see if it rises up slightly. This is for USB, Apple USB brick, Apple Power brick. Is it supposed to go higher? I mean, I can plug in the Nintendo one. Where there is the unit. It's just I thought that the Apple one would support all the PD modes, or at least all the ones that mattered. Okay, where's their power brick? Okay, I've got their power brick. So let's plug this in here. Disconnect my Apple one. Plug in. Go the other way around. Okay, here we go. Oh, right. Okay, it looks like it's a mode not supported by the Apple brick. But even still, it's only like 100 milliamp. I mean, like I said, we do have a charge icon on here. So it feels like the current is a little bit low. But like I said, it could be that the battery is very discharged at this point. So we're going to keep an eye on that bracketing. We're at 112, 104, and see if there's any change. Because I know with some MacBooks, when the battery is very discharged, it will like only creep up 1 milliamp every sort of 30 seconds or so for a while, and then all of a sudden it kicks into full charge mode. Oh, there we go, 200. Bam, up it comes. Sometimes a little patience helps. What's the peak sort of current it should get up to? I would imagine 1 amp or something like that. So it's putting in 3 watts at the moment. I'm sort of suspecting it will jump up to maybe 300 in another minute or two. I don't know. This is the first for me. I'm learning. It's still got the logo on screen, so that's a good thing. You're using the Mac, let's see, 15-inch is the 96. I think mine is just the 65 watt or something. I've got the 140 watt unit on order, but can't really afford to buy it just yet. Simi's, your OLED switch takes years to charge. Oh, okay. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. At least at least we are actually having charging going on here, so that's a good thing. There's a little spike in there. I'm not sure what that was from. Might have been it sampling something. It won't go to a higher until boot. Okay. At 3 watts in, it's going to take forever to charge. I'll try and do a boot. That's probably not a good idea because I don't have a heatsink on it, but... Oh, there we go. Okay, so it just gave me the Nintendo logo, but then shut down. I'd imagine the battery must be climbing though, because we did go from 100 to 200. and usually a battery management system won't push it up any higher unless it feels like it's charging. But we'll do it anyway. Volts. It's climbing. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, 311, 312, 313. It's just been a little bit slow. That's pretty low actually, 3.3 volts. 3 hour charge time. Wow, that really is actually low. So they say 3 hours, you reckon, eh? And this is a 16 watt hour. So it must get up to about half an amp, I would say, charge rate. Because to do 16 watt hour in 3 hours, yeah, I mean, you divide that by 3, you got 3.3. Oh, wait, what? 5 point something, yeah. Yeah, 5.3 watt. And at 15 volts, so that'd be about 300 million. Oh, here we are, 470. There, it's stepped up finally. So that's good. Yeah. All right. Well, look, I'm going to leave that be, and I've got other things I got to get done this morning. So, and I'm going to go and review my old video and see where the screws go. Because even though I have all the screws, nicely separated into different sections, I've long since forgotten what those sections represent on the board. So I'll go and review my old video and learn again how to reassemble this thing. But it's all good. At least I know the part works, and it looks like this should be now fixed, which means I will finally get paid for this, assuming I can get it all back together in one piece. There's a lot of jobs I've got sitting here in this workshop that are waiting on parts, and you just don't get paid until you get the parts. So yeah, fun stuff. Okay, I'm out of here. Thank you all very much for watching. It was interesting. Not too happy about the smashed up heat plate, but at least that's something I can live with. The heat plate works, whatever. And at least I've now got all the other components that I can get into doing more Nintendo type repairs. And what else? Got the navigator switches for the lights, but I mean, I already had enough of them, but it was good to stock up on more. The only thing we haven't really had a chance to experiment on is this stuff. And this is the thinner heat transfer material. Let's have a quick look at it. Let's see what it's like. Oh yeah, that's seriously thin. Yeah, I know this sort of stuff. A 0.15 mil compared to about 2.5 mil, or probably closer to 2 mil maybe for the heat pads on the ring lights already. Maybe I'll just quickly drop mine off. Hopefully not famous last words, April. Come on, man. Let go. Okay. We'll just put this beautiful little Nintendo off to the side. Oh, I gotta do something about that snake cable getting snared. Okay, so this here, yeah, that way. You can see how thick that transfer pad is. So we're gonna take that off. Honestly, that makes me want to just throw it in my mouth and chew on it. Not recommended. It'd be rather unpleasant, I will say. Not only will it taste bad, but you'll die the whole time. Or I should rather say, all the whole time you are dying, it will taste bad. Not quite sure how I'm going to do this, but let's try this route. Definitely needs to be cut. Okay. No, that's the 25mm. I probably should have gone for the 20mm. I've got some air bubbles in there. They need to be expunged. Slice this off. So now I may end up not going this way simply because of the fact this has been a bit of a pain in the ass. I suppose pre-cutting it will help, although the downside is that one side is active, like it's not a... Anyway. Alright. What I mean is that I can cut strips, but the trouble is that there's going to be a sticky side to it already, so I can't really cut it in advance and just have them sitting around. So like, it's cut on demand. Anyway, that's stuck on there now. Let's see. Put that back on my microscope. Just kind of curious to see whether a sufficient amount of extra heat gets transferred through. Okay, where's that? Just gonna... What is going on with you, little Mr. Firmware? Oh yeah, I see, right, yep, 613 now. I'm just gonna... This is running at maximum brightness right now. I'm gonna see how long it takes before I can't really touch it. Interesting, it climbed and then dropped. Hit 720. Might have momentarily turned on or something. Oh well. I do love being able to watch the graph on this meter. Okay, I have my finger resting on the edge of this heat sub. Yeah, I am not burning my finger at all. It feels like it's probably about 40, 47, 48. It's definitely not hot. Needs more time to cook. Okay, I'll switch to overhead so you can believe me. Like, so I'm just resting my finger against it now. It's starting to warm up. It's at about 50 now. Okay, that's at about 52 on the front, I'd say. 52, 53 on the front of it. But I mean, it's not an instant burn. Like, you know, there are some things like you touch a hot iron or something like that, as in a hot clothes iron or a hot soldering iron, you get an instant burn. Whereas with this, it's more like maybe touching a one of the fins on an oil heater. The heatsink is transferring a bit more. Yeah, it's definitely transferring more heat now. So in terms of functionality of removing heat from the... It's doing a good job. There. Not sure where the equilibrium will be. Heatsink's definitely getting warmer. So I'm happy about that. Oh, the heatsink. Oh, yeah, well, look, I'm resting my finger right on it now. holding the sides. It's definitely, you can leave it there all day pretty much. It's hotter than it was before when I had the thicker transfer compound, but it's not so hot that you can't hold it. So I think the thinner stuff definitely works better. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, I'm out of here. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time, whenever that may be. Thanks again. Catch you later.